Dear friends, calculating the mean by the assumed mean method. They will give you the class interval and frequency. Add up the frequency column, you will get sigma fi, that is also represented as n. These two columns, column 1 and 2, are given. The third column is the midpoint. The midpoint, as we discussed in the previous method, the direct method, lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. You write down the midpoints of the class intervals. From among the midpoints, you choose one score as the assumed mean A, capital A. Then we will find out the deviation. The deviation is given by di is equal to score or the midpoint or the class mark minus the assumed mean. So di is equal to xi minus a. I will find out the deviation. Where does a come from? A is taken from one among the midpoints. Then, after finding out the deviation, I will multiply the frequency and the deviation, that is fi into di. That becomes column number 5. I add up the fifth column, that is the product of frequency and deviation. I will get the sum as sigma fi di. And the mean x bar is calculated by assumed mean a plus sigma fi di by sigma fi, or a plus sigma fi di by n. Or you can also remember it as the sum of the fifth column divided by the sum of the second column plus a. Friends, in the direct method, you had 4 columns. Class interval and frequency were given. The class mark or the midpoint and the product of frequency and midpoint, you did it by yourself. So you had 4 columns. In assumed mean method, you will have 5 columns. Class interval, frequency, midpoint, deviation, product of frequency and deviation. Mean is given by assumed mean a plus sum of the fifth column divided by the sum of the second column. Hope you have understood. Please revise.